Hey Council Masters, this is Weava, and you're watching What's the Meta with You? In this series, we're going to take a look at one meta champion and one sleeper. So if you're new to League, or you're just looking for something new to play, we got you. We're going to get a bunch of people going. That's not the meta! But you know what? Play what's good, play what you enjoy. First of all, as long as it works, keep doing it. For today's episode, we're going to be joined by...
Well, yeah, this is Stoney from Brooklyn. I got a lot of knowledge of this game. If I do say so myself, I was gold 5. Thank you very much.
Alright, calm down. Ain't that serious.
Hey, who you think you're talking to like that, huh? You come over here with that hostility? I don't need none of that.
Alright, whatever. The meta champion we're going to be looking at today is Lissandra.
Well, lucky for yous, I don't know nothing about that champ. So, all yours, friend.
Great. Glad you could be, so helpful. Okay. Lissandra's passive is Iceborne Subjugation. Basically, if you die around Lissandra, you become an ice thrall that walks towards their teammates and blows up, dealing up to 520 base damage.
Holy.
Yeah, I know. You can imagine how annoying this would be, and how much zone control it would give her in a team fight in the jungle. Lissandra's Q is Ice Shard. It's an ice spear that flies at you in a straight line. If you get hit, it breaks and hits things behind you. It's pretty simple. It also has a slowing component and the ability to clear waves at short to medium range. This is going to be your main harass in lane, and it's going to give you the ability to shove and roam later on. Lissandra's W is Ring of Frost. It's going to deal a moderate amount of damage and root everything that's around her. It's one of her most reliable CCs, and it's great for locking down kills, creating picks, kiting, and denying pressure. Got a Yasuo spizzing around you, Kali, and Urgot all over you? Press W. Lissandra's E is Glacial Path.
Oh, wait. That's a pretty big hand there. You, so you think she's ever, done anything with that big hand? I mean, I'd like to see some of her skills, you know?
Dude, really?
Hey, I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut.
As I was saying, Lissandra's going to send out a claw, not hand, of ice. It's going to deal damage to everything on the way, and if she recasts, she can teleport to that location. You can be able to set up some sweet flanks with this thing and look like you know how to play the game. Lissandra's ultimate is Frozen Tomb. She can cast it on an enemy or herself. If she casts it on an enemy, it's going to stun that enemy, dealing damage to everything around it as well.
So about this tomb.
No, you don't get to talk here. Shh.
Alright, I see how it is.
If it's self-cast, it basically is a Zhonya's that does AoE damage. It denies so many kills, and it's great for her to engage on team fights. Lissandra provides a ton of crowd control in a team fight. She has really good wave clear. She can avoid ganks with her E. She can roam really well, flank engage, and she can tower dive like a boss. And on top of all that, to get her going, it's pretty cheap. It's about 5,400 gold for Proto Belt and Zhonya's, which are 2 core items for her. Add on top the fact that she can use teleport to make a pretty good impact in a cross-map play, and you got a pretty solid champion here. She started to show herself in competitive again when Urgot became a thing, Akali, you know, those kind of champions that were busted. So she was a really good counter to them, especially with Aftershock, and that alone makes her team fight engages a lot more solid. In solo queue, her win rate's not that high, but in competitive and in a strategic game, she's actually a pretty high priority pick.
So with all of that, can this broad dance, carry a tune, you know, with a body like that, who cares, you know, right? It's one sexy ice broad. You know what? How about this? I'll take it to the beach, and I'll have her melted in my mouth, if you know what I'm saying.
Gross. Alright, moving on. So if you want a burst mage with engage and survivability, Lissandra's probably your champion. And now for the meta sleeper.
I would only describe him as a pure specimen. Look at those pecs, those delts. He must go straight beast mode in the gym. Not unlike yours truly. All about those gains. I wonder what his bench PR is. My man Pants passive is Aegis protection. If you're a douchebag and you throw a punch, you can block it after he roughs you up a little bit.
That's it? You're not going to tell them any of the cool stuff they can do?
What kind of stuff would that be?
Run into the tower, block 3 shots. Come on, nothing? outtrade people, something.
Oh yeah, you can block tower shots and, smack people in the face.
Let's move on.
Pantheon's Q is spear shot. You throw a spear at a target. That's all there is. End of story. Good night, Irene.
What? No, that's not all there is. It auto crits, it's your poke and lane, that's how you harass people. Are you serious right now? Come on, man. If you get a target under the tower, you can basically harass them for free with your passive and Q. You block every tower shot and keep poking them. Only thing you have to worry about is getting ganked. God.
Hey, you need to chill out. I'm feeling a little, targeted here. Not feeling very welcome at the moment. Gotta show you running here. Aegis as Ionia is Pantheon's W. It allows you to stun a target, jump to it, smash it in the face, and get your passive up again. Was that good enough for you, Mr. Encyclopedia Britannica?
What did you just call me? There's a little more to it than that, but you can all in someone at level 2 just by having this ability and outtrade them. It also procs your Aftershock, which is what you're going for. It awards you 70 armor and MR at level 1. That, along with your passive, makes it very hard for someone to trade back on you early.
Pantheon's E is Heartseeker Strike. It, what? Was he Cupid? Anyway, it attacks in a cone in front of him and deals a lot of damage, but you can't move. It's like you got cement shoes.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not exactly a wave clear ability. It does reduce damage to minions, but it actually is pretty good at harassing champions through the wave. Champions that can't be targeted, such as Akali and Shroud, you can still deal damage to her. Yasuo, you can break his shield. And not to forget, it will award you a stack of your passive. You combine it with his other abilities, and you got a pretty good amount of kill potential on any target you want, especially assassins.
Pantheon's ultimate is Grand Skyfall. But isn't that a Bond movie?
Yeah, I think it is.
So he's James Bond now?
I don't think that's what it means.
Anyway, I always just called it man drop. So he drops in from the sky, smashes everything around him, deals a bunch of damage. And you jump on the closest target.
Yeah, Grand Skyfall is pretty good at getting into fights anytime you need to re-engage. If someone's trying to run away, you can actually gank with it or use it to get back to your lane so that you don't miss any CS.
So Pantheon's strengths, he's really strong early, he snowballs pretty hard, but if you get ganked, it's going to be a bad time. He does have the ability to turn ganks around, which is really sweet actually. Douchebags come in the lane, you tear their balls off and shove them down their throat.
Yeah, what that guy said. Pantheon excels at killing assassins in mid lane, so it's pretty good when you want to stop other people from snowballing, while he needs to snowball in order to carry a game. However, if you're not prioritizing wave control, you will get ganked very easily, but your enemy laner should be low, so if a gank does come in, you possibly could turn it around and get 1-for-1 or maybe even a 2-for-1. If you fall behind in lane early, you're not going to be able to have kill potential on the enemy laner, and you're just going to be a CC bot. At that point, look to gank on the strong lane. If someone's ahead, try and cheese some kills off of them, get yourself back in the game.
Whoa. Where I'm from, that's called KSing. And my boy Pant don't need no freaking handouts.
Well, you know what, my man? You might be right. But in order to get that yo moves, and that dust blade, and even a cleaver later in the game, and top it off with a GA, you're gonna need that gold. You better start KSing. Some of those items are interchangeable depending on the team composition you're facing, but most of the time you're gonna need at least one flat pen item and a cleaver if they have a tank, GA, and probably Asterix, so make sure you don't die immediately. Pantheon might not be a meta champion, but he's definitely strong, and he's definitely lots of fun. So I want to say thank you very much for joining me for the first episode of What's the Meta with You. I hope you guys found this informational and entertaining, and maybe, just maybe, you'll try out some of these champs. If you have a sleeper champ that you think is really strong, let me know in the comments below. And if you can, make sure you hit that like and smash that sub button. You're not going to want to miss our weekly videos. For more content like this, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and on Twitch. I stream 5 nights a week, and you can even join our Clip of the Week contest. And definitely join our Discord community. We've got league groups going every single day.